goes exactly like this. No pressure.
I am here to check out the Festival of the Arts today, and as you can tell, it is very, very windy, so I'm sorry if it's very muffled and hard to hear me, but I've been wanting to check out this festival for a while, so I'm here by myself today. Tyler is at home, so let's go ahead and check out this festival. That was very interesting, to say the least. I've never actually seen anything like that live before. I'm actually going to head over to the festival center because I don't know where anything is, and I have nobody with me that knows where anything is. So I'm gonna go check out and see what kind of merch they have, and then find out where the paint by numbers thing is, because I'm gonna go paint today.
I'm always, you never know if anybody's going to show up to these things when you sign up for them, so I'm glad to see you all. I am Katie Farmond, and I am a food stylist. So raise your hand if you have absolutely no idea what that even means. Okay, so a few of you. But the rest of you are maybe familiar with the fact that it's a job. I always joke that my in-laws still have no clue what I do. Like, they, so what again do you do? Like, tell us again about what's your job? So I'm the editor of Edible Orlando magazine, so I still do a little bit of the writing side. But I was really fortunate. I got a lot of jobs just by kind of putting myself out there and volunteering myself and talking to photographers. And I had learned a lot from the company where I was working in Birmingham. I would work really closely with the food stylists in my job, in my role as the editor. So I felt pretty comfortable. So anyway, I started kind of doing it, and the more you do it, the more you learn, and that's really how you learn to be a food stylist. It's hands-on experience. So that's kind of how I got to where I am. So I always say the two most common questions about my job is, what is a food stylist, and how did you get there? So that's kind of, in a nutshell, my story. So I have a couple of regular clients, and then I get jobs here and there as they come. And most of my work is word of mouth. So I'm really fortunate to have met really great photographers who refer me to other photographers, agencies who will refer me to other clients. But Publix is my number one client. I work most of my days with them. So if you're not from the Central Florida or the South, Publix is a wonderful grocery store chain. They have expanded, I think, all the way up to Tennessee now. They haven't gone out west yet, but it's based right here in Lakeland, which is just up the road. So it's wonderful, and they are always working on new and exciting recipes and in-store things and commercials and magazines, and I even do the weekly ads. So when you pick up a weekly ad at the front of the store, all of that photography is brand new. We shoot that as needed. So even those shampoo bottles, I don't work on those, but they shoot all of that sort of from scratch. And so I've gotten, a lot of food businesses are based here in Central Florida, which is really cool and lucky for a food stylist. So I've worked with Darden and Bonefish, and then I've done some bigger, like, national commercials and small little local cookbooks and things. So if you don't know what a food stylist is, or if you sort of know, the easiest way for me to explain it is like I'm a makeup artist for food. So my goal is, sometimes I make the food from scratch. So I shop at the grocery store all the way to make the food and plate it up and style it that way. And sometimes I work with chefs, so they make their food and I kind of touch it up in front of the camera. Sometimes it's a combination. So sometimes the chef will make all the components of a dish, and I then build it, and we shoot it. So there are kind of two schools, not black and white, but there's kind of the old school and the sort of new school of food styling. And back in the day, when you were a food stylist, 30 years ago, you used things like motor oil and glycerin and fake ice cream and a lot of fake food, because the look and the goal was for things to be really perfect. So they wanted to sell a cheeseburger to you that had the perfect square of cheese just barely melting and little dots of water on the lettuce so it looked nice and fresh and crisp, and these sort of very unrealistic expectations of what food should look like. But that was the style, like I said, just 30, 20 years ago. Slowly it has kind of evolved, like everything creatively, to be a little bit more editorial, we like to say. So it's styled, it's not messy, but it looks more realistic. So there's crumbs from a cracker, if you're eating an oyster cracker, it's not going to just, be like placed right on the side of the bowl, like they might fall on the table, or you might get a coffee ring on the marble table, and that's kind of those fun little details and touches that we really like to play around with. So I have an editorial style. I don't even know how to add those perfect droplets of water on the lettuce leaves, and I don't need to know that. And I'm very upfront when I'm booked for a job, and I say I have a very editorial style. If that's not what you're looking for, maybe you should go with someone else, because I never learned that, because that was not, I worked in magazines, I worked in editorial, and that was my background. But even now I've worked on several ad campaigns, and that's really the goal, even for these bigger companies now, is to have a more editorial look, to have this more casual, lived-in, Pinteresty kind of look.
Look at all this cool merch they have for the Festival of the Arts. I really like this toothpick holder.
Where they were making the
It's very cool. Might come back and get one. This is awesome.
I kind of like that one.
It's a cool shirt.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
This hat.
Goofy, Mickey.
I love these colors. And then there's the wine glasses and tumblers. This one's pretty too. So that segment was really awesome. I got to learn a lot about like styling food for like Instagram photos and stuff. And I'm actually gonna try and see if like I can create something. I might actually get in touch with Katie, because she gave us her website and her Instagram. So I might, maybe, if I can get her to do a collab video with her so she can teach you guys how to do it more in depth, which I think would be really cool. So if you want me to do something like that, leave a comment down below and give this video a thumbs up, and I'll try my hardest to see if she'll do a collab video with me. So one of the things you can do is paint a mural, and at the beginning of the festival it was Figment, and now it's the monorail. So I'm gonna jump in and go paint a couple squares. I think the most you can do is 5. So let's see how this comes out, and I'm very excited to do this.
By the end of the day today, we will be done. And when it's done, it's going to look exactly like this. Here, I'll pose for the camera. Exactly like this. No pressure. So all you got to do is stay within the lines, and it's going to be incredible. We're going to give you a cup that's going to have a number on it. Find 7 squares with that number on it. Fill them in. If you can't find it, we've got a guide up on the wall that can help you find places where they are. If you can reach up high, please try to fill in the uppermost rows if possible. Not everyone can reach the top. And if you're kind of short, please feel free to fill in the bottom rows, because people who are tall can get down, but they sometimes can't get up again.
Okay, so I got number 13, so it's basically any of the white spaces. So let's go see if we can find
More squares on the other end.
Go down here, and this is gonna be very difficult for me, so bear with me. I'm gonna paint right up here. There's my 7. When you get done painting, they give you this little postcard to show which part of the mural you painted. And that's pretty cool because it's something free, fun for you guys to do.
Alright, let's do another song, but with this song we're gonna take you to a beautiful place. And Marbella, clap. Now everybody clap, clap, hey, clap, 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 hey, clap, clap, Marbella. All right. Llévame contigo, llévame contigo, llévame contigo a Marbella. Llévame contigo, llévame contigo, llévame contigo a Marbella, Marbella. Llévame contigo, llévame contigo, llévame contigo a Marbella. Llévame contigo, llévame contigo, llévame contigo a Marbella. All right. Everybody, welcome to the beautiful land of Morocco. Morocco, 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 go, 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 go. Llévame contigo a Marbella, 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 Marbella. Llévame contigo a Marbella, 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 Marbella.
Okay, so now I'm actually heading into America to go and get a Beauty and the Beast annual pass holder painting picture thing that Chelsea told me about, and it gets you like VIP seating or something for the Broadway show, which is right behind me. So I'm gonna go see what I need to do to get that, and then I'll inform you guys more about what you need to do to get one of those, because they're really cool looking. Okay, so for those of you who are annual pass holders, you can come to the American Pavilion. There's a sign right outside of where the Voices of Liberty sing. And you just go right in there and you go and get your little, hold on, let me grab it, a Beauty and the Beast poster. You're staying for the Broadway show, you get a wristband so that way you can get better seating. So I thought that was really cool, but I'm not going to be here that long. So I am probably going to head over, I don't know where I'm going next. We'll see. So one of the cool things about the Festival of the Arts is they have all these different booths where you can take photos. Like you can pretend you're the Mona Lisa. So I think I'm about to go get in line to take a photo like this. They have them all over the place. I'll post the one that I just took over in America. And then I'll post the one of this one. So I stopped in China just to see if they had a different flavor bubble tea. And they've got strawberry bubble tea now, and this makes me so happy. Definitely check it out if you're over in the China area. Bubble tea is amazing. For your margarita lovers out there, they have the new margarita stand open in Mexico, and as you can tell, the line is very, very, very long. But I definitely want to come back and try out these margaritas sometime because they look delicious. So that is going to be it for me today at the Festival of the Arts. I'm going to go check out a couple other things, but my camera battery is dying, so I have to end the vlog here. I'm going to try to come back one more time before the festival is over to get some more stuff, and I will see you guys next week for another vlog. So remember to live life on the brink, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!